Hey, what's up guys, it's Omar and I'm back with another video, and this time I'm actually gonna do something different. What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna pick up 3 tutorials from Pinterest and see if they actually work. You know, I've heard really good things about Pinterest and the really cool tutorials that people post up there, but I've never really tried it. The only time I ever use Pinterest is when I'm doing portrait drawings and just to like reference some pictures. Other than that, I've never really used it for like tutorials specifically. So yeah, it'll be fun. So let's hop on and see what we got. Alright, so I am on Pinterest right now. I'm just gonna search digital paint. There you go. So as you can see, there are like a lot. Like right away, I got so many options here. Plus, you can be super specific. Like if you just want to like learn how to draw noses or lips or eyes or landscapes or trees, whatever it is. This is so good. There's just so much stuff out there. So what I'm gonna do, I think I'll just go for something. Ooh, this is nice. Thinking jelly ball. This is pretty interesting. And I'm gonna save this one out. Oop. Okay, let's go back. Excuse me. So let's do a nose tutorial. Noses are. I've met a lot of people who find drawing noses really hard, but it's honestly not that hard, you know, once you understand how noses actually work and the anatomy and everything behind it. So let's do noses next. And then I just gotta pick one more. I think I'm just gonna do something. Let's see. I saw this fire tutorial that looked pretty sick. Fire. Everything. This I think it's nice. Oh wow. This looks way out of my league, by the way, so I don't know. You know what? Let's do this one too. We'll see. At this point, what I did is I pulled these tutorials in Photoshop, and so I've got 3 separate layers up here. Sorry, 3 separate files. The first one is the jelly ball tutorial. The second one is the nose. Third one is fire. Honestly, I'm very nervous about the fire tutorial. It looks a little too much, but you know what? We're all here to learn, right? So let's do it. So what I'm gonna do next, super important, I'm gonna wear this glove that by default turns me into a badass. No, I'm kidding. This glove is just to show off. I mean, it came with my tablet, that's why I have it. You don't need a glove to be a good artist. You'll be perfectly fine if you never had the glove either. So I don't want you all going there buying a glove just because, you know, I said so. I'm just joking, you know. But I like how it feels. It looks very awesome. Okay, so let's do it again. Okay, so the first thing that I'm gonna do is that I have a new layer up here, and I'm gonna select the marquee tool, use the elliptical marquee tool just to get a perfect circle. So we're gonna do this. Looks pretty cool. Okay, and I'm just gonna fill it in. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna pick up colors from the tutorial because I'm lazy, but I'm just gonna fill this in with that nice vibrant red color. And so that's step 1. Step 2, you gotta add a shadow. Okay, so I'm gonna hit Control D or Command D so that I can deselect my whole thing. And what I'm gonna do now is move this guy a little over to the side. It's a little too much. Okay, and I'm gonna create a new layer. And this time, I will use the circle one more time. Make a nice little circle. And I'm gonna hit Control T or Command T. Whoops, I guess I can't do that because, oh, okay, forgot about that. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna fill this up first. Fill it up with a nice gray color. So right here. Okay. Deselect this. Actually, now I can do Control T. Yep. And I'm gonna hit Distort this guy. Distort that shit. Move it around. Like that. Maybe go back to future transform. Okay, a little bit. Let's really do some. Okay. Control D. Move this below. And yeah, we got something like that. I'm gonna go back actually and fix this up. Probably move this up a little bit. Rotate it a little bit more. Yeah, that looks better. Okay. That looks good. Looks pretty convincing. Okay, so you've got step 2 down. Now step number 3, I see he added a little bit of shadows on the thing. Can't really tell, but okay. I'm gonna create another layer. Now it's always good to create layers. That way you have like full control over your whole drawing. I mean, there are times where I work without layers. Like I'll do everything in just one layer. But most of the time I'll create more layers. Now my opacity is only 10%. I think I'll bump it up to like maybe 30. Okay. And I'm gonna start thinning a little bit. Oops. Sorry, it's hard to like talk and color at the same time. It kind of makes sense now because whenever I watch tutorials on YouTube, right? People go like, "Oh, it's so hard to color and talk at the same time," and I'm like, "Oh, how hard could it be?" And now that I'm doing it, I'm like, "Okay, this is kind of hard." Okay, so I got this done. Taking colors from the surrounding, just trying to like blend them in. Okay, I think we got something pretty decent going on here. And the other thing I noticed is that he also added some highlights at the bottom right here. So gonna maybe pick this color up, maybe a little to the side, and maybe like just like that. You know, you can tell that okay, this is a 3-dimensional kind of ball of some sort. Okay, I'm gonna pick my surrounding colors, blend it a little bit. Oh, looks pretty cool. And then for the shadow, I think I'll just do in it. I don't feel like creating a new layer for that. I'm just gonna log. I'm not gonna log transparency actually. I'm just gonna paint over it. Let's see if I can. You know what? I think I will make a new layer. My bad. Pro tip: if you hover over your layer and hold down Alt, this little icon pops up, and if you click on it, it clips to the layer below it. So what that means is that now whenever I color, it won't go outside. It'll only stay within that layer. It's pretty helpful. So like for up here, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna pick up white now, increase my brush size, and just go whoop. Oh, dang it, wrong brush. I might use a hard round brush for this one. Actually, soft round brush, my bad. Just like really lightly. Oh wow, look at that. It's magic. I think I'm gonna pick up a little bit of black here. Okay, cool. Pretty cool, pretty cool. Nice. Okay, I think I'll erase a little bit of that shading that came out. Okay, so we're done with step 3. I think so. Yeah. Now step 4, the guy went super dark on the top up here. So I'm guessing that it's probably the shadow that it's creating. Or honestly, I don't really know. My concepts for shadow and light actually suck. So I'm not gonna try to impress y'all with fancy terms. I'm just gonna do whatever's there in the tutorial. Okay. So I'm gonna still stick on my shading layer, and this time I'm gonna pick up this color and then go like really dark. And paint. What I'm gonna do? I think I'm gonna clip this layer down below as well. And what's funny, this feature, I don't think it's available on like other softwares, like the ones like I've used Clip Studio Paint, but I don't think it ever had this. Well, Clip Studio Paint had it, I think, but Sketchbook did not have it. Yes, Sketchbook. Sketchbook is another really cool software out there, like, and it's free. So if you guys are just getting into digital painting, I would highly recommend get Sketchbook. You don't need to like spend money on Photoshop when you're just starting out, honestly, because you know it's not really worth it. The reason why I switched to Photoshop is because I needed it for school anyway. So I was like, might as well, you know, just do it. Okay, so I'm just shading a little bit, trying to blend these colors as much as I can. And you know, if you notice, I'm just picking colors from the surroundings at this point and just like finding a happy medium, you know, common ground. Back up here, make it a little bit more dark here. Okay, looks pretty good. And so it always helps to like zoom out all the way and just see your thing. I think I went a little too dark. But now I want to go up here a little bit. Pick this color up. And okay, so I think that's pretty much
kind of what we were going for step 4. Step 5, I think the highlights, I think he added more highlights up here. So I'm just gonna pick up this color and just go whoop, whoop, whoop. Okay, this one. So it's just like, like I said, if you guys watch my first 2 videos, it's all a process. You just gotta trust the process, to just keep at it, just keep doing it, just do what you gotta do, keep painting. Now what I'm gonna do right now, all right, now step 6, I think he started blending pretty much all the colors. Okay, so what I'm gonna do now, I think I'll pick up my smudge tool and just like start blending it a little bit. Look how nice it looks. Wow, beautiful. Photoshop is like magic, I'm not gonna lie. Like, if you got friends who don't believe in magic, show them Photoshop, they'll believe it. Magic instantly. It looks so good. Oh wow, it looks really nice. Okay, now what I'm guessing in step 7, what he pretty much did, he used a color dodge mode to add that really bright highlight up here, and then there's a reflection up here too. Okay, so this is where, now at this point it does look like a jelly ball to some extent. If you zoom out completely, like, it does look very 3-dimensional. So before that, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go back to my shadow layer at the bottom, and I notice it's really dark up here compared to mine, so I'm just gonna go all the way to black and just paint a little bit black. Whoops, there's my brush. No, my bad, I should use this. By the way, like, I'm using a custom brush for this, but if you use a default brush, there's a Photoshop default, it's more than enough to get the same results. And I did plan on doing that, but out of habit, I just ended up using my custom brush. So what I'm gonna do for the other 2 tutorials is that I'm gonna use just the default hard on brush, the one that's tapered in the end, because I just love that brush, it's the best. Okay, so it looks pretty good. Actually, maybe I should a little bit more. Let's go back. Okay, that's better. Okay, cool. Okay. So what I'm gonna do right now, a good thing in Photoshop, you can actually change the blend mode of your brush right here. And so instead of creating a new layer, I think I'll just change my blend mode instead. And at this point, I think it's better if I use a soft round brush. I'm gonna go up here, hit color dodge. So let's see if that works. Oh wow, look at that. Instantly, it gave this really cool glowing effect. Oh wow. Damn. Okay, so I'm just gonna go back to my normal mode. I'm gonna pick these colors up. Whoops. Come on, work. Okay. I hate it when my laptop freezes every now and then. Let's see if I can blend all these really nice colors. It looks really nice. Like that highlight. Oh my god. Looks really good. So what we can do right now, even in normal, you can just like pick up that color and just like color a little bit. The surroundings like that. Wow. There's a little bit up here. Boop. Okay, cool. Wow, looks really nice. Even just just adding these little details just makes your drawing look so good. Like, it looks very 3-dimensional. It looks amazing. And it wouldn't be, obviously it won't look exactly the same as a tutorial, because obviously the guy who made it, he is a professional artist, and I found out I follow him on Instagram, and his name is Mitchell something. I don't want to pronounce his last name because I know I'm gonna butcher it. But this guy has some really nice tutorials up there, and he's also on Gumroad, and he sells like box set of tutorials, and he's a major badass. Like, that guy is a badass. So I'm just trying to trying to see if I can make it as good as the guy. So that was step 8, pretty much got it down. Now step 9 was pretty much the same thing as 8, they just added really bright highlights. So I'm gonna go all the way to white. I'm gonna pick up my soft round pressure brush, not pressure, let's just go to hard round. Then, oops. Oh, wrong layer. But you'll hate it when you just draw on the wrong layer accidentally. Opacity 100. Wow, look at that. And just like that, we are done with our first tutorial. Let's turn off this layer. Like, look at that. Wow, I love it. I absolutely love it. Looks really nice. Move on to the second one, which is the nose tutorial. I'm just gonna pick up this color right here, paint it a little bit. Something like this. Okay, so now I'm gonna pick the other color right here. So that's where the nose actually is. So very carefully try to get the basic shape down. Nothing too hard. Or something like this. It's pretty convincing. I think I'm gonna go and erase this a little bit. I felt like I did a little too much. Here's this part. Okay. So the thing with nose is that nose can get pretty tricky sometimes because there's just so many planes you have to deal with, so many planes of the shape you have to deal with. Like you got the this final piece, you got the nostrils up here, then you got the septum right here, and this part, and then the nose is actually rounded, so whenever shadows do fall on it, they're kind of complicated because they don't want to cooperate with our basic study of shadow, you know, because basically since your nose is rounded, it follows the principle of a circle when it comes to shadowing and highlights. So you got to keep these little things in mind when you're trying to paint a nose. So I'm on step 2 right now, just trying to do whatever I can to make it look okay. So I'm just trying to get the basic shape out real quick. I'm gonna bump up my opacity back to like 70. I think I'll speed up this part a little bit. I don't have much to talk, honestly. But honestly, these tutorials really are something else. Like they're so good, you know. But it also depends on who's posting the tutorial. Like so far, the ones that I've done, like the first one, the jelly ball actually tutorial, like the steps were so clear. It was step by step. But you'll come across a lot of tutorials, but they're not that clear, and you just have to figure it out on your own, which I guess is good and bad. It's I guess it's good in a way where you kind of learn how to figure out stuff on your own, and your problem solving skills get a lot better. So it's good in that way. But if it's bad if you're just starting out, you know, if you're like a new artist, it can be hard to just suddenly think of solutions for problems that you never thought you would encounter in your life. So yeah, I'm pretty experienced with nose now ever since I started drawing portraits, stylized portraits. I mean, I've learned to, you know, work my way through with noses. The only thing that I don't like to draw are ears. Like, I just don't like ears. Ears are weird. If you think about it, ears are like so weird. Like, why do we even have ears? Anyway, and honestly, you don't have to be perfect all the time. If you feel like you put a line somewhere you were not supposed to, it's okay. Just paint over it. Pick a color from the surrounding and paint over it. It's a good thing about Photoshop. You can never go wrong. Not just Photoshop, but like digital art itself. First of all, you got unlimited undo, which is not working on my thing for some reason. I think I have to turn it on somehow. Go somewhere, turn on the setting. But I do know it has a feature, an undo feature, where you can have unlimited undos. So that's pretty helpful. Pretty helpful. And in this part, I'm using a hard round brush. I really feel like I'm getting a sense of 3-dimensionality here. Looks really cool. And I'm gonna go really dark down here, the nostrils. I can define that. Okay. So I think I have a really good thing going on up here. Like you can tell it's a nose. That's all y'all need to know. It's a goddamn nose. Deal with it. Looks pretty good. Okay, so I'm gonna stop right there for step 3. It looks pretty good. Now step 4. There isn't that much of a difference going on between the nostril area. I just feel like the guy or girl added more highlights up here, bright areas up here, and then added a lot of highlights up here on the plane of the nose and the cheeks. So I'm guessing these are the cheeks, and this is the part, you know, that's between your nose and your lips. I'm not sure what it's called. And there's a little bit of pink going on too. So what we're gonna do right now is switch gears and work on highlights. Go up here. And see, the highlights are kind of up here. Like, remember up here it's like really dark, but here it's not dark anymore. So I'm guessing the light's falling in this direction, that way, like that. So yeah, that makes sense. Makes a lot of sense. And that's a good thing. Like whenever you guys are painting on Photoshop, always like experiment with different opacities. Like, you know, right now I'm 30% opacity, so I'm able to like color all over it, and I can still see, you know, the color behind the color that I just added, and there's still that little texture. Now if I was on 100%, it would just cover up the whole thing. You see what I'm trying to say? So always experiment with these little things that are available to you. Honestly, for me, I always knew that this feature existed. Oops, let's go back to 3. But I never really used it because I don't know. Until recently, I took this online class on Skillshare. I'm an active member of Skillshare because I love that platform. It's just so good. You can learn so many cool things up there. And this video is not sponsored by Skillshare, but I'm just saying. And my instructor was like, he encouraged us a lot to use different opacities. It really does give you a lot of control. You don't have to constantly, you know, change colors and stuff like that. It really feels very, it gives a nice painterly effect as well. So, you know, so like right now I'm just taking my time, you know, picking up colors from the surroundings, trying to like read the tutorial as well. And this is the part where everything starts falling in place. But it can also get very overwhelming sometimes, because I'm a little overwhelmed right now by this area because I don't think I can figure it out properly. But it's okay. It's okay. It's not worth it to stress about a drawing, honestly, sometimes. Just like have fun with it. You know, just do it. Just do it. And the one thing I just don't like about painting is that sometimes I get really impatient. And that's when I'm like, come on, I want to see results. Why is this taking so long? And that's when I start like rethinking my life, career goals. But when the painting is done, I'm like the happiest person on planet Earth. And that's what keeps me going, actually. The end result. It's just so satisfying. But no, when it comes to custom brushes, it's really nice to like have a set, because then give you like really nice textures, and they're actually free. Like if you search the web, it's actually free up there. Like so many artists out there just want to help you, and they just want to share their stuff with you. And they got stuff for free. Plus, for Adobe has like really good selection as well. If you click on your brushes panel, and then there's like an option box up there, and you click that, there's like a whole library available online. I think it's some guy called Kyle, it's his brushes or something. So yeah. Okay, I guess I'm gonna move to step 4 now. Step 4 looks like to start blending colors. In step 4, a lot. Gonna do this. Okay, so I'm gonna grab my smudge tool. Maybe start blending. Blend. I feel like the smudge tool like makes everything so magical. Like it all just start when everything starts blending. That's the part that I love the most. Because that's like honestly that's the part where everything starts falling in place. And it's like a little puzzle. You start off with tiny little pieces and then you end up making the big picture. It's amazing. Love it. Now after blending, I'll still have to go back and fix a few things here and there. But even just that, I can tell that this is a nose right here. A nice looking nose. I do think I messed up the planes on the nose on this side as well, but it's okay. Nobody's perfect. Sometimes you just gotta embrace the fact that you mess up. And me personally, I don't like to use the smudge tool that much because it's like a double-edged sword. Like it looks good, it makes your thing really look good and blend good, but what happens is that sometimes you end up blending way too much and you end up losing all those really cool planes that you established. Outside of it too. But yeah, I think I'll stop here for now. At this point, it really does. I love this. I really like this nose. I like how we've come a long way with this nose. And this just shows how good these tutorials are. Like within a few clicks away. It took me like maybe 20-30 minutes, 27 minutes to make this in real time. Yeah, if you zoom out. Zooming out is a good way to like see your thing. Like, wow, I really like it. I really like how it came out. So next we're gonna move to the fire tutorial. That's gonna be the last one for this video, and hopefully it won't take that much time because this nose took me forever, but I had really good time working on this. See you all in the next one. Alright guys, so now it's time for the last and final tutorial for the day. So let's get into it. So I've got the fire thing going up here, and I'm just gonna pick colors from the tutorial and just start painting. So first, you just want to scribble in fire shape with 2 colors. Okay. So I'm just gonna do something like this. Yeah. Okay. Really a really nice circular motion. Just like okay. So we got that. I'm gonna pick the second color from here. Just add a little bit of stuff around. You know what? I'm gonna create a new layer first and clip it. And then I'm gonna, but if I merge it, I'm gonna test something. Okay, never mind. Okay. Let's go back. Alright, paint. Just trying to mimic the shape from the tutorial as much as I can. But we're not restricting ourselves to the exact same pattern, Just do whatever you want. Just trying to see. Just adding a little color. It's a really cool effect though, like dark blue and light blue. Blue flame actually looks more nicer than normal yellow red flame. I don't know, it just looks very unique and badass. Remember the first time I encountered blue flames is when I watched Hellboy, that movie Hellboy. The girl, she had like firepower or whatever, and she had blue flames, and that was so cool. That was the first time I was introduced to fire that was blue and not red or orange or yellow. Okay, we're almost done here. Alright, I'm gonna stop there for now. Okay, part 2 is erase some edges. Just gonna go here. Neutral layers. Okay, I'm gonna erase some edges. Okay. Okay. Alright, that's good. Okay, so now I'm gonna blur out the edges. So I'm gonna do a little selection. Let's select all the outer edges. There has to be an easier way to do it. I don't know how to. So I'm just gonna select the outer edges, and then just use create a new layer. Put it on not luminosity. Put it on linear dodge. Then start painting on it. Oop. I think I should probably pick up like a light color. Oh shit. Okay. Probably use a saffron brush for this one. Look at that. Wow, look at that. Like instantly I'm getting this really cool vibrant feeling. Like this flame is alive, y'all. It's alive. There's no turning back. It's gonna come and burn down everything that it touches. God, it looks awesome. Okay, I'm gonna jump to the last step now because who cares? Add that little nice purple effect. I'm painting some purple in there. The fire and the flames. And we go back to the darker purple up here. But as y'all can see, like these tutorials are really helpful. Like I never knew how helpful these might be. Like even though my thing doesn't look 100% exactly the same as like the one in the tutorial, but I'm still making some progress and I'm still making good stuff up here. And this is just the beginning. It's the first time I'm doing, so I mean I'm not going to be too hard on myself. And in general, I'm never too hard on myself when it comes to my art, because I know that there's no point in stressing about your art. Sometimes you just got to do what you got to do, right? The more you stress out, the more work you're going to get, and then it's not good for you. Just enjoy it. Just enjoy the little things. Enjoy the little happy painting stuff that happens to you. There's some sparks right here. There's some. Oops, too light. But yeah, I think I'm gonna call this one done. It looks pretty cool. Let's drop right here. And when I zoom out, it looks wow. It looks like a really nice fire. Looks different from the original thing, for the shape and everything. But yeah.
Alright guys, so with this we are finally done with this video. I honestly had a lot of fun working on this, and I will link the tutorials in the description so that you all can go and check it out yourself. And it was really nice. It was a nice little exercise. Like I worked on 3 really different things, different from each other. There was the jelly ball, and then the nose, and then fire. Fire gave me a really tough time, honestly, because it was kind of hard to follow the instructions. I just felt like I needed more information. But then I figured out some stuff on my own. I just, thought whatever worked for me and I used it. But yeah, thank you so much, and I'll see you all in the next video.